Hello to all of my money makers out there, to all of my money savers. My name is Tahara. I am the budget coach. And on this channel, we are on a journey to financial freedom. And how are we getting there? Through monitoring our finances, increasing our income, and reducing our expenses. So today I want to confess something. All right. So that 50-30-20 budget that I always talk about, all right, it doesn't work for all of us.
Don't you wanna be free?
Right? I've had some people in my inbox who always say, hey, 50-30-20 doesn't work for me. And I would always say, hey, 50-30-20 should work for you, because we honestly should not be spending more than 50% of our income on expenses. Income section, listing out all of our income, including our 9-to-5 pay, any side hustle or any additional income that you have coming in. The sum of the income will be presented to you. Then move on to your expenses, making sure that your expenses do not exceed 50%. And even 50% is a little bit high. I try to aim for 35 to 40% of my total income. List all of your utilities, debt, any bills that you have goes here, and the sum of your expenses will be presented to you. The most important thing is the savings. Your savings should be at least 20% of your total income. So if you're saving for your emergency fund or any money to be invested, all of that goes here. Again, no less than 20%. After you have placed everything in the file, your free spending amount will be presented to you. Now, although I still believe that 100%, I just also want to say that I know that we are at different stages and at different points in our lives, right? Where we need to, I don't know, we have different goals, so to speak. So if your goals are different, then that specific budget might not work for you. And although you may be able to have 50% of your money going to your expenses and 30% going toward you, to spend however you like, and 20% going to savings, maybe at that point in your life, you want to allocate more to paying down debt. So then maybe you might have 70% of your income going towards your expenses, 15% towards your savings, and 15% towards yourself. The important part of this whole thing, number one, is that you're monitoring exactly where your money is going. That's number one. The second point of it all is that you have a plan. You're monitoring where your money is going, and you have a specific plan in mind saying, hey, at this stage in the game, I am going to pay down debt. So I might have 50% of my income going towards expenses. I'm sorry, 80% of it going towards expenses, because I want to pay down debt. I might have 60% of my money going towards savings, because at this point in my life, my debt is paid off and I'm trying to move toward that life of freedom and independence, right? So it just depends on where you are in your life. Now, the reason for the 50-30-20 budget, meaning 50% expenses, 30% of your income goes towards yourself, and 20% goes to savings. The reason for that is because 50% allows your income to be freed up, so to speak, right? You're not putting every single thing to your expenses. Now, it's just so many like little nuances and like takeaways just based on who you are and where your budget is. But what I want to say is that if you have over 50% of your income going towards expenses, there has to be a specific reason for it. You should not be so tight in your expenses that there's no way that you have any money left over. You shouldn't be so tight. Right? That's the reason for the 50%. only going towards expenses. Because if you are living in that way, then it's just, you're like one step away from an emergency happening and you not had anything left in order to help yourself through that emergency. That's the reason why we say 50, 30, 20. If you are living 50% above, the rest of the whatever you have going towards your expenses needs to be intentional. Again, maybe I said you're paying off debt, maybe you're trying to pay off your car, maybe you're trying to pay off your house, whatever that is. And I wanted to come on here and just basically say, maybe the 50, 30, 20 budget doesn't work for all of us. The reason being is because right now it's not working for me. Right now I have 60% of my expenses, of my income going towards expenses. And the reason for that is because I am being very intentional about this new mortgage that I have, right? And the goal is to put more money towards that mortgage. And that's the reason why my expenses are more than what I normally live by, which is the 50%. And if I didn't put extra towards the mortgage, then I would be within that 50% guardrail. But right now I'm living right around 60%, 25%, 60% expensive, 25% for savings, and 15% for freely spending. And I usually can live within that. The only time that is really hard for me to only have 50% of my free spending is when it's time to buy clothes, sneakers, shoes, and stuff like that. And in those months, maybe, I won't put as much towards my mortgage, or maybe I won't put as much towards savings, depending upon what I want to do. And so all of those things are really important to me. It's important to me to pay down my mortgage because that's going to get me towards a certain level of freedom where I want to be. And it's important to put money in my savings because, again, that's going to get me towards a certain level of freedom where I want to be. So both are leading me in the same direction. It's the question about just which route I want to take. But the destination is the same. The endpoint is the same, and that's freedom. And I done gave a bunch of different scenarios about when it's okay to exceed the 50, 30, 20 budget. However, again, personal finance is just that. It's personal. So, goals. The goals are to have a plan for your money and be intentional, right? What is your overall goal, right? What's your overall goal? And does the plan for your money, AKA budget, meet that goal, or will it get you to that goal? So have a goal for your money. Will your plan get you there? And then your execution. You have to execute. You can't be overspending every month. It's going to be hard to get to where you want to be if you end up with a plan and you're not executing. You're not going to get to that end goal. All right. So money makers, please leave your comments below. DM me as you normally do. And I just want to say, like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, please, if you are interested in personal finance and everything about just monitoring your finances. All right, see you soon.